Welcome to Trading Nation. I'm Eric Chemi. And with trade tensions brewing, political uncertainty abroad, and a hiking Fed, is it time to get defensive? Let's debate it with the Trading Nation team. Gina Sanchez with Chantigo Global. Larry McDonald publishes the Bear Traps report. Larry, you've said you see a rotation ahead into more defensive spaces like telecom. What do you think's going on here?
Well, we look back over the last 40 years, and the growth sector has never been, except maybe in '99, never been this expensive relative to more defensive sectors. And technically, if you look at telecom, you've got a number of stocks that are extremely cheap, very much beaten up, coming out of a multi-year bear market in some cases. The IYZ ETF looks very attractive here. But more importantly, there's things happening around the world which could trigger this defensiveness. Number one, Angela Merkel is having a very difficult time holding that Eurozone together, especially in Germany. You're seeing populism soar and rage in really the face of globalists in Germany. And around Europe, in Italy as well as in Sweden, the same thing is going on. There's really a revolt against the immigration platform that Angela and the EU leadership have been trying to hold together. So I really see a hot summer where I don't think Angela Merkel's going to stay in power through the summer. If she's gone and they hold elections, or if they try to move to a new government, it's extremely disruptive to markets. I mean, she's really been the glue of Europe, and that glue is decaying at the moment. And again, Mr. Trump, I mean, just look at trade. You're going to have more trade aggressive language, at least in July and August. I think by the midterms, he's going to calm down and do a deal. But near term, he's going to try to drive the fear in the hearts of the German and Chinese negotiators. So that sets up a summer where you want to get long defensive names here. I love pounding buy on the IYZ.
Wow. Jeez. Oh, my gosh, Gina. Should I just sell everything and just hide for the rest of the summer? I mean, sell it me and go away. I guess I missed the boat there, huh?
Well, you know, Larry has some really good points, and I'm just going to sort of put some more meat on that bone. Not that he didn't freak you out already. But let me add to that. The issues that we're dealing with are beyond populism. This is also nationalism at its finest, and I don't mean that in a positive way. We're talking about true nationalism that is about stymieing immigration. And the problem is that the countries who are stymieing immigration are the countries that have the biggest demographic challenges in the world, probably the countries that need immigration more than most. They need smart immigration, and there's a lot of ways to do it, but for whatever reason, everyone seems to be more comfortable today talking about putting up walls, stopping immigration, and that leads to rising labor costs. We are going to see a continuation of the aging out of labor and just not enough replacement into the market. That will drive up labor costs. Even in the short run, we're seeing labor costs being driven up in the agricultural sector, in the construction sector, in the sector that generally the undocumented workers tended to occupy. That sector is already starting to see rising labor costs. That's not baked into the market. These growth stocks, even though they've already come off, still have significantly more to go. Second, trade wars. Trade wars are in the short run and even in the long run, they do not benefit anybody. Oxford Economics has an estimate that it could lop off between 0.3 and 0.4% of U.S. GDP. That kind of GDP growth to a country that at its best might grow at 2%, that's pretty significant. So you're talking about a pretty significant slowdown because it's inflationary. It is going to drive up input costs. So as input costs are going up and labor costs are going up, what's going to happen to the margin? And that's the challenge that we're facing. So yeah, I do think it's time to start considering getting very defensive.
Oh, my goodness. You guys are really scaring me. The producers want me to let Larry come back and well, I don't really want to. It's like,
well, hold on.
You got another final word to make. It's just like you're saying, you know what, sell everything else I didn't mention as well.
No, but keep in mind, it's not really scary. There's parts of the market that are extremely cheap. So what's happened is over the last 18 months, most of American investors, it's extremely popular strategy to move into aggressive growth. So the unloved sectors, whether it be telecom or consumer staples, these are the cheapest they've been it's probably the second most cheapest in the last 50 years relative to growth. So if you see just the slightest move, as Gina points out, a move that could be triggered by rising labor costs and input costs, this transition of capital that would move from one sector to the other, this rotation, it wouldn't take much to have a 10 to 15% bear market rally in telecom as well as in staples. And I think that's what's going to happen in the next 2 to 3 months.
All right, good stuff. Gina, Larry, thanks to both of you for coming on Trading Nation today. And thank you guys for watching. I'm Eric Chemi. We'll see you next time.
Hey traders, did you like that video? There's more where that came from. Scroll down and click on the links to the right of your screen. We publish new videos and commentaries from our experts every day. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter @Trading Nation.